Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our Learn Level 2 program, we teach you how to build a $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, you need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.
All right, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good Monday. So before we start, I do want you to participate in a little poll for me. So I've shared it in the chat, and I'm going to share it in the description as well. And I'm sharing the screen so you can scan the barcode as well if you're watching this on a PC. Please complete this survey for me. It would help me to understand just, what you're working with. This was not the original poll I wanted to do, but I asked the wrong question. So just let's go ahead and do this one. So we'll check back on it at the end of the video. All right. All right. So hope everybody is good. You should turn on notifications for the channel and turn on notifications for YouTube. You have to turn on both, and then you would get notified. But yeah. All right. So today I want to answer this very interesting question that came up in the last video. All right. So is TransJamaican still a good dividend stock? All right. Something that as we contend with the price going higher, it begs the question, is it still a good stock for dividends? Now, a few things that you'll remember about me if you've been watching this channel for a while. So I have a very particular criteria when I'm looking at dividend stocks, right? That criteria is that the dividend stock needs to have a certain yield, right? So we'll get into that shortly. And then, of course, I have particular criteria for my growth stocks as well. So you might have heard me say this, that a growth stock for me, if I have a growth stock in my portfolio, it needs to do at least 20% top line growth for the year, and at least 20 or more percent, depending on what I'm going for or how aggressive I want that growth stock to be. But the bottom line also has to be growing as well. And then there are other things I look for, right? So I'm going to break down a little bit what I look for in dividend stocks, a little bit what I look for in growth stocks, and then we're going to answer the question. All right, so that's what we're going to do with this video. But I want you to take the poll. If you're just joining us, take the poll if you can. Barcode is there, link is in the chat, and please do take a moment as well to share this video with your friends, co-workers, family members, and so on. All right, so please do that, and we'll come back to the poll at the end of the video. All right, so let's break it down first. Right, what do I look for in dividend stocks? Let's talk about that first. All right, so so that's what I'm going to talk about first, and I'm going to use the same detail that I would have used for our dividend challenge this year, right? So I'm looking for a few things, and I'm trying to find the information. Hopefully I can find it. If you can bear with me for 30 seconds. I know it's a live stream, but it's my stream, so I can take some time. All right. All right. So All right. So I cannot find everything that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna share, talk about it as I share. All right. So this is some content from what we covered in our dividend challenge earlier this year. So a few things I look for, right? So not all dividend stocks are created equal, something you've heard me say before, and this is true. Now, some of you say that you're investing for dividends, and then you pretty much just take any dividend stock that is there. And then when I work with persons, when I'm coaching them, when we're dealing with level 2 or level 3, I'll say to somebody, okay, what's the overall dividend yield of a dividend portfolio? Then they'll calculate the yield of the stocks, the portfolio, etc. Some of you are getting 1% or less. Now, of course, we know that your dividend yield is going to be based on your average purchase price. We'll get into that another time. But not all dividend stocks are created equal. So for me, I typically will go for stocks that I believe are high quality, right? I'm not just chasing anything, and this is a perfect opportunity to also share. This is why I don't, when I'm distinguishing quality here, it's also the quality of the company. So I don't invest in Carreras. I don't invest in SVL, because to me, what those companies represent, I don't want to be receiving income from that. It would almost be like I'm profiting from that business, right? So, I mean, again, I don't need to go into that. I think you guys know me for that already, right? So for me, I'm looking at companies that are solid, infrastructure if possible. I really do like infrastructure companies. I like, companies that are fundamentally sound, meaning that business model is simple, easy to understand, is growing in cash, growing in profits, growing in terms of footprint, right? They're adding to their either physical infrastructure in a meaningful way, not just necessarily adding stores or adding locations, racking up expenses and not necessarily generating enough cash, right? And if you get where I'm going with that, you know which company I'm talking about, right? So one of the things that I would typically look for is I'm looking for dividend yield, I'm looking for quality of the stocks, and I'm looking for consistency as well, right? So in terms of yield, I'm looking for companies that will typically do 5% or more. Now, of course, as I said a few moments ago, I'm looking at 5% from my average price. This is important. Now, if I'm buying a stock over a couple of years, right, or a couple of months, or I'm doing multiple purchases, I'm looking at that average price and I'm looking at what that yield works out to be. This is important, right? Because for me, if I'm investing for dividends, and some of you are confused, and I say that respectfully, right? Some of you are confused. You think that you're a dividend investor, but you're not, right? Some of you think that you're investing for dividends, and then you're chasing stocks that are going for a certain amount of capital gains. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't invest for growth, because I think that a typical balanced portfolio should have income, growth, and if you want to add value as well, you can. So I believe in investing for both. But some of you are saying, for example, you're a dividend investor, and then again, when we talk about your portfolio, you have mostly growth stocks because, maybe about the last 10 IPOs. The last 10 IPOs have not been dividend stocks. Maybe Qantas, you could say, would qualify as a dividend stock, and they're yet to pay a dividend. So to me, they're not a dividend stock as yet until they start to do that consistently, right? So you have this portfolio that has a lot of growth stocks, very little dividend stocks, and for the dividend stocks you do have, they don't really pay a good yield, right? So let's go back to this. Yield for me, 5%. If it is that I have to compromise a little bit, maybe go 4% if it's like I can't find anything better on the market, right? Quality in terms of the dividend, no, it really speaks to the quality of the company itself, right? And I spoke about some of that before. And then consistency, I'm not looking at those companies that pay 3 dividends this year and then next year they pay 2, the other year they pay 1, they pay 4 this year, next year they pay 2, then they pay 1, then they pay 5. That would be inconsistency, right? It would be better. It's like in TransJamaica's case, they went from 1 dividend per year to 2 per year, and once they started to do it, they're pretty consistent with it. They pay at the same time every year. They're clear and transparent about what they're doing. Their business has been, steadily progressing, etc. All right. So that's it in terms of what I'm looking for dividend stocks. Right. Any questions on this? All right. All right. Let me know if you have any questions on this. All right. Okay. Since I don't see any questions, let me check on Instagram. Okay. No questions. All right. Cool. So in terms of growth stocks now, I'm going to keep that pretty simple and straightforward. For growth stocks now, I'm looking for a couple of things. Let me take off that slide. So for growth stocks, it's actually a little bit more subjective, right? My criteria for growth stocks are a little bit different. So growth stocks for me, it really depends on the industry. So for example, somebody was talking about JetCon today, right? JetCon, very happy for them that they've been able to turn things around. They're doing well this year, etc. But for me, it's not an industry that I believe in. Now, Jamaica has an unbelievable amount of new cars, right? A lot of new dealerships are coming. Everybody's in a rave about new cars, etc. So I do think that, the turnaround for them could be solid, could last for a while, for sure. But it's not traditionally an industry that I would look to, because, Chike, for example, was talking about JetCon for a while. I don't know if Chike is on the stream, but Chike was talking about JetCon a couple of years back. It was one of the stocks that he was watching. And so I'm definitely happy for those who've been waiting for JetCon to turn things around. And so I'm happy to see that. But that is an example of maybe one of the industries that maybe I wouldn't invest in because maybe I don't understand it well enough, right? So I typically will stay to companies that, as I guess Warren Buffett would say, you focus on a circle of competence. That's kind of what I would do. So for growth stocks, I'm looking for industries that I believe that have a window of growth, right? So I'm not necessarily looking for a growth stock to do well in that same year. It could be something that can develop over time, right? And I'll talk about some of the industries later. Next, I mentioned before that we're looking at top line growth, bottom line growth. So that's important for me as well. And ideally, I want to see growth stocks growing. I'm not going to call any names, but if you have stocks that have listed that are supposed to be growth stocks and revenues are flat or decreasing, profits are decreasing, cash flow issues, debt issues for a growth stock, that's not necessarily a good recipe. Now, it's different if a company is seeking to reposition themselves, like for example, I mentioned Image Plus last time. Image Plus, I love that business, right? It's in an industry that is expected to grow. Their scan count has been growing every year, I believe, for the last few years. So with them now investing in a new location, new modalities, acquisitions, they're going to grow. Now they are a growth stock that I think will, once they actually complete the location, get some more. Actually, Renee and I were in Half a Tree and we saw this new imaging place open. I can't remember the name of it right now. I don't know if anybody saw it as well. And we looked at it and then we thought, interesting, we haven't seen a new imaging place in a while. But the point is, Image Plus is now gaining market share in the space due to the acquisitions they would have done. So those are the things that we like to see, right? So growing in market share, growing in profitability, growing in certain key things that would lead to current and sustained growth, right? So those are the things that I'm looking for. Now, with that said, the question and the point of this video is TransJamaica still a good dividend stock, right? So the answer to that question is it depends. What's your average purchase price, right? Because if we work with the current price based on what the yield is expected to be would not meet my particular criteria, but it would still actually make it one of the better paying dividend stocks on the market. Now, I don't have any tool, on hand that could give me a reliable dividend yield for all of the stocks, because there was a tool I was looking into the other day, but the yield is actually not correct. So I don't want to use that tool and steer anybody in the wrong direction. So I didn't have the chance to calculate it myself. So I didn't want to share from anything here today, but I would say it depends now for TransJamaica in terms of if the yield based on current prices will increase. Now, I don't think the price that we have now, how do I say this without anybody saying Jermaine said, right? So I think it's interesting when you see a stock grow as much as it has, and I mean, there's certainly very good reasons why it has, then I think it's interesting to see now where the price will be when we get to September, because we know pretty much next month, a month from now, there'll be a dividend consideration. Probably 6 weeks from now, there'll be a dividend declaration. I hope some of you are aware of that. So this is actually a very interesting time for them. Now, if they announce that dividend and the dividend is one that increases the yield from current prices, then I think that's awesome, right? Now, the interesting thing is when I had the conversation with Ivan, he did not say anything specific. I believe he couldn't, of course, because the dividend is a decision on the board. But I'll just say that I was fairly confident that based on how he answered it, it's something that I am anticipating based on what their prospectus says, what they have said in the past, and what was said at the AGM. All right. So hope that answers the question so far. I'm going to pause and take some questions or some comments, and then we get back into the conversation. All right. So you guys are ready tonight. I didn't think I'd see so many comments so quickly. Hold on, let me find it. So I'm going to share the slider again for those who want to see it while I take some comments. Let me do that as well so you can scan and answer. All right. So I'm good. Rico, I'm pretty good. I can't complain. I have a lot of happy clients now who, coaching has paid off. Level 2 is quite happy. Level 3 students are doing well. I had a level 3 student who I met with today, and they were doing, their profits for the year were more than their annual salary. So I thought that was a big win for them. Person who I'm talking about, if you're watching, shout out to you. But it's good to see that we can teach people how to invest, not tell them what to buy, and they can, figure out a way to find good opportunities, invest well, and be able to do so well for themselves that they're able to make in 7 or 8 months what they normally make for a year, right? So I think it's a big win for them. Sean said, good night, my wealthy TJH nights. A lot of TJH millionaires for sure. $11 tomorrow. I'm inclined to agree with you. I think $11 based on what I saw today. 10.98 was the peak, and so I think that's a reasonable thing to expect. Marie, I saw your question on the last video. Hopefully you saw my response about the free courses, etc. Answer you, so look out for that. And if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. Bless up everyone, TJH. I met the market, seem like a bull market is back. No, a bull market is not back as yet. Sean Martin, welcome, first time on the live. All right, Sean, I'll leave it to that. Rosewell says average purchase price. That is correct. I'm with you, Jermaine. I don't like smoking or being around smokers, not buying that stock. I mean, it's a personal decision. No, somebody asked me the other day. So, for example, I was working, with a client. They mentioned Carreras, and they're like, Jermaine, I know you don't invest in this stock. I said, well, I don't do it. I don't stop anybody from it. I don't tell anybody what to do. I just share my perspective, the reason why I don't do it, and each person decides for themselves, right? My coaching, because I don't tell you what to buy, it's up to you what you want to do at that point, all right? If I'm buying TJH now, it would be for growth. Okay, interesting. You'd buy it for growth after it has grown so much. Is that what you're saying, Jason? All right. Demora said, first time on the live. Welcome, Demora. We do this at random days. So I can't even say we do it every week, because we may take a break next week and then we're back. What's a good range for dividend yield? So for me, it's 5%. I've gone as low as 4% or higher. There's no ceiling to it for me, but I try to have a yield that makes it worth it for me, right? Because what I also do, and I went into this in the dividend challenge, hopefully you guys got to see that. I'll try to at least reinvest my dividends where possible. So if I'm getting 5% income, reinvesting that, every year consistently, then, it will allow me to grow my wealth faster. So the yield, that's why the yield is very important for me. So yes, so I shared that question for you there, Rico. Hopefully you saw it. I believe that companies who pay dividend, I'm not sure I'm reading this well. I believe that companies who paid dividend for 4 quarters may depend on sector cycle of business, especially if it's not a defensive. So, okay, I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, man, for sure. So I don't mind a company only paying 1 dividend per year. It just has to be consistently that 1 dividend, each year, and the yield better be worth it, right? Being that JTrader is an official JCE app, do you pay less fees, broker? So JTrader does not charge you a fee. You pay the fee based on the broker. So if you're using Sagicor investments with JTrader, you'll pay whatever fee Sagicor is charging. Not JTrader doesn't charge a fee. It's a free platform to use. Would you suggest buying more right now? Honestly, considering, I don't think that question was for me. I have a question about dividend stocks. Your thought on JMMB 7.5% preference shares monthly dividend. I mean, that's fine. You based on the par price or the original price, you get 7.15%. I mean, that's pretty good. That would meet the criteria for a good dividend in my book. I don't buy preference shares for another reason, but I'll get into that for another video. I believe that if a company is expanding and need the money to balance the business, dividends may not be consistent. Again, sector is important. If a company is over leveraged, that can be a factor. I would not be looking for a dividend stock that's over leveraged. All right, I wouldn't be looking for a dividend stock that can be consistent. So it depends. If it's a growth stock and they have to use debt, of course, to grow, nothing wrong with that. All right. And so remember, the question that we're trying to answer here is TJH still a good dividend stock? Right. That's what we're talking about. Their debts are manageable and decreasing. Cash flows are increasing. Revenues are growing. Profits are growing. So their debt will actually be going down. All right. I think I answered most of those questions already. If TransJamaican stock price go up to $15 for the platform, will your friends buy at the 0.17 dividend per stock unit? Open questions. Who is that question for? Rosewell, is that for me? I'm gonna start. I'm not sure who that question is for. for somebody who just started to invest, is now a good time to buy TransJamaica stock? I don't know. I can't tell you. The thing to do pure off is to learn how to do it. You can attend our level 2 bootcamp or level 2 accelerator. It's on the 15th of August. You learn how to invest, and then you can answer the question if for you should buy it or not. All right, that's a personal question. All right. I thank God for leading me to your platform, Jermaine. Okay. You're welcome. 130 people watching and 17 likes. That's how it is. That's how it be. Persons are stingy with the likes. All right. It's free to like the video, guys. Free. So let me see. Okay. An unrelated question. Do you think investors that want to avoid companies such as SVL, Carreras, Lockheed Martin should purchase ETFs and such indices such as the JC and S&P 500? Excellent question. I think I was asked this question before. I mean, there's no JC index. So unless you're talking like we don't really have any like ETFs or true ETFs in Jamaica. You might have some mutual funds. I don't see any like dividend funds in Jamaica, right? So on the Jamaica side, I would say, I mean, there are easy ways to avoid that. On S&P 500, though, that would be pretty much difficult to avoid unless you purchase individual stocks, right? On the US markets, I have individual stocks. I don't do the index in general because I don't invest in that way. I invest in individual stocks. All right. Jay's asking link for the boot camp. Let me find it. All right. There's actually, Jay, there's a 20% discount on the boot camp that ends today. So I'm gonna try and find it for you. Let me find it for you. Let me ask Renee if she can do a barcode for me. All right, so Jay, here is your link. And the link is in our link tree. So if you go to link tree for Learn, Grow, Invest, it'll be there. Or if you go on any of our platforms, you should see the link, or check the last video that I did on TJH. The link is in that video. All right. But the link was just posted in the chat. Best time to buy TJH stock is after they pay a dividend. Interesting. I'm not sure I agree. What if TJH crashes, Jermaine? I see a lot of people praying for the big whales to pause buying. I don't know where you're seeing these people. I don't understand what you mean. What if it crashes? You mean what if it corrects? Let me know if that's what you're asking. Is now a good time to enter? I already answered that question. I'm eagerly awaiting S&P 50 for Jamaica. No, thank you. I wouldn't buy that. For the friends, I would like to hear the thought of TransJam. If it goes up to $15 and paid 17 cents, would they still buy, and possibly how much quantity? Okay, I get what you're saying. That would be an interesting question to ask. That's a question I won't answer here. I'll reserve my thoughts on that one. Do you invest in Bitcoin? No, not a believer in Bitcoin at all. I've never bought it. I hold Ethereum. I've been holding Ethereum since 2017, and I think Bitcoin is literally that's a definition of hype. I don't believe it serves any practical purpose, but Ethereum has many use case and purpose. All right, Jay, you're good. Select Fund wouldn't have Carreras or SVL if you're referring to the same question. Select Fund would not serve as a proper index. Don't let me get into how Select Fund is run, right? Don't let me do that. What do you think about CPG and KW? Kingston Wharfs is, I would buy that stock if I had capital. If I had capital, because I think Kingston Wharfs went down to $28 recently. That's definitely one of those stocks that I really do believe in infrastructure. So I think infrastructure stocks are awesome. I see Yendi Girl on Instagram saying, grateful to be a part of this group, Jermaine. I learned a great deal from you. You are welcome. Morgan Rush said, I would like to learn from you. How do I get on board? Well, Morgan, you're learning from me right now. But if you want to join our level 2 program, we have a level 2 accelerator coming up on August the 15th. I shared the link over on YouTube, so jump over here, or you can always message me on IG since you're on IG now, and I'll send you the link. I'll try to remember your name, but sometimes I forget. You know, I'm not getting any younger. All right. Carrick said, Jermaine, I wanted to look at Kingston Wharfs too. My question was regarding the connected partners. Is that normal? You're talking for Kingston Wharfs? Let me have a look soon. All right. But I want to wrap up the TJH point now. Hopefully I accomplished the point of this video. I cannot remember if I did. If you guys remember a video that I did where I said the stock that is going to be the next TransJamaican, Kingston Wharfs was one of them. NCB was one of them. I do not remember the third, right? But since when I did that video, I think NCB was like $30-something. NCB has doubled since. And Kingston Wharfs has not moved yet, but do not say I never told you when you see Kingston Wharfs start moving, right? So there's that. TJ8 stock will pull back after the dividend payment. Want to bet on that? I don't bet, so I wouldn't be the person to invite to run a bet. So I don't think that's for me. All right. Price movement isn't driven by retail investors. Okay, you guys are talking about TJH. I'm asking how you feel about the scenario where the big investors decide to pause buying and drying up the demand. Big investors? You think it's big investors moving the price? Interesting. I don't think it's big investors at all. I think it's still retail investors. Maybe some large retail investors, sure, but I don't think the institutions have started to buy yet. Or buy meaningfully anyway. And you also mentioned a potential eye opener, Image Plus. Yeah, man, Image Plus is overlooked. Fesco is excellent, but I'm really that Rihanna. I actually was looking at I was talking to somebody about RPL and Fesco last week. Now I think Fesco is doing amazingly well. I think they had their best year and quarter last. I think RPL, the Yardman acquisition, I think is going to bode well for them. I think their truck stop is going to be opened soon. We're in August. I think they said summer 2026. So that's coming on stream soon. So RPL and Fesco, I think it's a good time for them for sure. All right. TransJamaican is not going to crash, guys. That's not likely to happen. Will there be a correction? Most likely. Stocks always correct. No stock will go up forever. It will correct at some point. Will it crash? Absolutely not. Your thoughts on Tropical? I'll reserve my thoughts for now. You have any thoughts on Palace Amusement? Palace Amusement, my thoughts on the business is that the business model doesn't work. They're not profitable or not consistently profitable. I was at Spider-Man yesterday. It was a brand new movie that was released and the theater was empty. The movie was released on Thursday and I'm watching it on the first weekend and it was a small theater and half of it was empty. So that should tell you with with Palace Amusement, and stocks will follow the companies, right? So hope that helps. How to buy Ethereum stocks in Jamaica? I don't even know right now. You can buy it probably through. I would buy it through Interactive Brokers. That's how I buy my US stocks as well. I'm just gonna smile. Just gonna smile. Jermaine, no, with retail invest. I have clients who have bought. Let me not say anything, right? But you would be surprised. I think somebody did a video on TikTok where they said about 50,000 people in Jamaica are earning $6 million or more per year. I don't know how to verify that. That's what she said, and I thought about that. And I mean, there are clients I work with. I know multiple clients. This is not just one or two. I know multiple clients who are earning over 1 to 2 million a month, and so their portfolios, what they've been able to acquire, is significant. So I know clients who could buy 11 million shares if they wanted to, right? Trust me, it's and plus it's one order that you're seeing for the 11 million shares. It's not like you're seeing like 4 or 5 of those. It's one, right? And I have my theory as to what that one is doing there. I won't get into that on a live stream, but yeah, I haven't looked at it, so I can't tell you. Cannot tell you at all. Just got here. How did you miss the notification? Because you're probably snoozing. Good afternoon. How do I calculate the value of my stock if I decide to sell? I'm not sure I understand the question. Can you rephrase, as I would say, rephrase in English? What's my take on Spur Tree? The company or the stock? Carib Cement was the next CJH. Okay, yes. Carib Cement, that company has so much potential. So much potential. I'll leave it at that for now. I remember Palace Amusement was trading at 6 years ago about $3. Long term now, 34 cents, right? No comment. Do I think TransJamaica is overvalued now based on the recent figure you're talking price increase? No, I don't think it's overvalued. I think, again, if you watch the video that I did before I took it down, I said in that video that I thought TransJamaica was worth a certain price back then. That's before everything we know that we know now. So Lemonious Hunter, no, I don't think it's overvalued at this point. That's a personal opinion though. Hey Nicole, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're well, Nicole. Let me read the question in a second. So it says, what are my thoughts on Wigton? Both yourself and the chat. Okay, ask the chat. I'm not bullish on Wigton in the short term. I have a lot of clients who are. I'm waiting to see what comes of them having Mayberry as a financing partner. Could be a capital raise or something coming. I don't know if they have any bids or so coming up that would be good for business. But it's not a company that I think can do consistently well. Certainly not a dividend paying company. And so it hasn't really, I sold at $1 maybe 5 years ago, and I have not looked at it since. My take on Indies, well, Indies is in my portfolio. That's my take on it. I'm a shareholder of Indies. So that should tell you what I think of it. A lot of lazy mind person ask you, Mr. Okay. If I decided to sell my stocks, Is it shares times price selling at? The choose none. I don't understand what you're asking me. Message me on Instagram or on YouTube, or if you're inside our community, message me and then we can talk. I'm not sure what you're asking. All right. What about Dolphin Cove? I'm curious to see where they land in terms of this new buyer, etc. Dolphin Cove is at least a year away for me from being a company that I would be interested in. Just based on how I invest. But yeah, with the new projects I have in mind, I think it's undervalued even more. You're talking about TransJamaican. I agree. I don't think they're overvalued, certainly. Thoughts on R.A. Williams, IPCL, and FESCO. Already shared my thoughts on those. TransJam is undervalued, as a matter of fact, with what's coming in 2027. I agree. L.E.A.R.N, in my opinion, it's mostly speculation and FOMO. I don't agree. I think that you have the opportunity to do. I don't think everybody is aware of what is in the public domain about TransJamaican. It's not speculation. Not yet anyway. Not yet. I don't think it's speculation yet. I have TJH and I'm averaging into Jamaica broilers. I'm looking at a 5-stock portfolio and thinking Kingston Wharves, Carib Cement, and NCB on correction. Thoughts if it could be a solid based on how I average in. Christopher, you're asking, I'm not sure what you're asking me. Thoughts on your portfolio choices? That's not for me to say. It's not for me to say. I've gleaned a lot from your response. All right, Nicole, awesome. It's good when persons can read between the lines. We're getting a lot of comments today. I'm happy to see so many of you are out tonight. Wigton is long-term. They have some future plans. They have a lot of plans. Plans upon plans upon plans. That's great for them. It's good to have plans. My thoughts, Scotia investors looking for a home. Scotia has not been trading a lot of volume though. So nobody is selling their Scotia shares in droves to go to TJH or NCB or Carreras. So I actually don't agree with that theory. If you look at Scotia's price or terms of volume, the 28% that's outstanding from the minority shareholders is not like you're not seeing that being sold on the market. It's not a lot of volume of Scotia being sold since the announcement. So I don't agree that it's Scotia investors looking for a new home. Not yet anyway. Not yet. Toll is also up. So people will continue buying at least for now. Okay. Thoughts on FESCO? Love the company. Love the stock. FESCO and RPL are good for me. Is it reasonable to assume certain stocks are great to hold long, 5 to 10 years? For example, Carib Cement, Kingston Wharves, TransJamaican, even though TJH operates on its concession agreement until 2036. Well, that would still be 5 to 10 years. I don't agree. I don't believe in buying and holding. That's a premise of your question. So I get what you're asking, but I don't subscribe to buy and hold. So that very question turns me off. So I can't say yes. Well, Rosewell, I'll say this. It's interesting how psychology works. When TransJamaican was at $6, persons thought it was expensive. When TransJamaican was at $7, persons thought it was expensive. When TransJamaican went to $8, persons thought it was expensive. And those same persons who thought it was expensive are buying at $9, $10, and likely $11 tomorrow. So that's always interesting for me to see. I think there's a certain type of investor that, and I see this in the queue all the time, people will literally nickel and dime and say, well, my price is this or my price is that, or I don't believe I would pay X for this or that. But when they see it start moving, FOMO will kick in and they'll jump, right? So it's interesting that I think ultimately a person doesn't care about the price. I think they're going to make a determination as to whether or not they think the stock will move or not. And then they will buy at a high price if they think it will go higher, which means it's not really about the price. And I said this in level 2 and level 3 all the time. It's not about the price. The price is not the issue. I don't see the price as being too expensive when you have stocks on the market for $70 or $50 or $40. A price is a function of all the information that you know about that company at any given point in time. So I don't agree with that. That it's about the buy price. I think if it is that, would I buy at these prices? I would not buy at these prices only because I have a principle that I don't buy stocks at all-time highs. I just don't do it, right? Do I think it's worth a buy? It depends on what you're going for. But I personally, like, I've literally had enough experiences. There's this image that Brian Ferraldi posts on XR. He's posted it on other platforms too. This meme that says, I bought the stock today and it went down tomorrow. I got, like, that used to happen to me all the time back before I understood how stocks work. I felt like I bought the stock today, price went down immediately tomorrow. So I've just kind of built in this principle. If you don't figure out with me by now, I'm a very principled investor. I only do things according to a set number of principles that I have, and that is what guides me as an investor. One of the principles I have is I don't buy stocks at all-time highs. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't believe that it's a buy right now. It just doesn't mean that it just means that I personally wouldn't do it, because I just have learned not to be the one buying at a peak. Now, do I believe the stock has more to go? I would say yes. But then somebody may say, well, if you think that, why wouldn't you buy? It's a principle. I stick to my principles. Same reason why I could know, for example, that, you know, one of the stocks that I said is on my no buy list. I could know of information or data that would cause those stocks to move. It doesn't mean that I would buy them, right? Because I'm a principled investor. That's how it works for me. Everyone watching SGJ, as it's not going past that 6, I actually don't agree. I think there could be some conditions to make that go above that $60.50, but we'll see. TransJamaican CEO is a rare visionary. He promised these initiatives long time ago, and so recent performance is not surprising. I agree. No, nope, absolutely not. No. And I would love to be corrected, but that's a no. That's a no. What do you think about investing in Paramount Trading? I like the company. For sure. I believe TJH will continue to grow. I do not think the plateau is very close. Okay. Thoughts on Innovative Energy? I was a shareholder. I'm not anymore. I thought they would be growing a lot faster. Again, if you remember what I said at the start of the video, I believe growth stocks should grow. I view them as a growth stock. Certainly when they did the takeover, etc. And I thought that they would be further along by now. Maybe it's my expectation. Maybe it's a wrong one, but I'm no longer a shareholder. Fesco is nice, but can't get in at the trading price. Okay. I hope you say that when it's at $6, sir. Can we guess when a stock correction might take place for any particular stock? Yes, we can, Nicole. Yes, we can. That's a level 2 answer for you, though. All right. Jermaine, I keep getting adverts. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, guys. You're getting ads for this video now? This is a setting that I need to change. I'm sorry about that, guys. Jermaine, which company do you think can be in the next CJH? I've shared that in a video already. Please just look out for that video. Shared this already. Likely at $11. When the government sold, people said they wouldn't buy because it was going to flood them. Sean, thank you. Thank you. All right. I saw this last year. And I saw those persons and I literally knew what they were trying to do. Those persons were pretty much were trying to discourage others from buying so they could buy. I'm fully convinced of that. All right. Guys, there are 193 persons here. Can you please take a minute, participate in this poll? Because I don't understand how it's only 30 people. I need at least 100 responses. Please. Thank you. Why do you think is driving TJH's sudden explosive growth? It's not sudden, not for me. Not sudden for me at all. It's a stock I've been talking about for 4 years. It's not sudden for me. You don't subscribe to buy and hold, so you don't do long-term investing. Can you reveal why not? I just don't think our market rewards buy and hold. I think the dynamic is it doesn't allow for that. Our market is very unique in terms of how it values stocks, right? Show me 10 stocks that you bought and held them 10 years ago and they're up 100, 200%. Name 10 of those stocks. I couldn't. I mean, eliminate TJH from that list and give me 10 stocks, Nicole. And then you'll see why I don't do it anymore. All right. Last time on a stock to watch. Are you asking me if last time is a stock to watch? Not currently for me. Jamaica Brawlers, is it worth a look in? And not for me right now. People I told to participate in the government offer for sale laughed at me and said I should go ahead and waste my money. And now they're coming to me asking me if it's still a good price to buy. Sean? Why, Sean? It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I don't understand why you're asking me, Nicole. Buy price for what? Is there a page to find dividend payment instead of going through them one by one? Yes, you go to corporate actions, JSC, just search for corporate actions. All right, guys, I'm going to ask you, please, can I get 100 people to respond to this poll? I'm going to end the stream in 7 minutes. So please, right? With Kingston Wharfs being at $28 right now, is it a good time to buy? I can't answer that question. It's a company that I think would make a very good investment, but whether or not it's a good time to buy, that's a personal decision. Did somebody really enter 1,500 here? Seriously, guys? Many persons buying up Atlantic hardware based on a hype out look at $2. Now it traded as low as $1.25 and dip a little to $1.15. Drawback, no dividend, unwise. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I made money off Atlantic. If you were buying at $2, you'd have been behind the 8 ball. Okay. Interesting perspective. Me too, read ads during I'm so sorry, guys. It's a configuration that I don't know if I have the chance to even change. My gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, I mean, what I usually do is turn on the ads after the live stream, because the ads can be a little bit annoying live. Most people don't mind ads on the replay, but live stream they probably would be a little annoying. I buy TJH when it was to be sold at 360. Sorry, I didn't hold on till now. Well, I mean, you sold for a reason, right? You sold for a reason. I love cargo handlers as well, for sure. Question: how many stocks do you have? Is that for me? I have 3 stocks, 4 stocks. 4 stocks. 4 stocks in my portfolio now. There are some really good growth stocks on the market right now. Where do I think TJH is adding? The chat can answer that for me. Chat, it's the first time I can safely say I can't keep up with the chat, because I haven't even gone over to IG in a while. All right, let me give IG some attention. So if it's at that price, when do they plan to start buying? I don't understand. Carib Cement had me against the ropes with FOMO. YouTube ads on a live. So sorry, guys. Carrick says, Jermaine, they can't bully. You know, they bully me all the time. I get bullied all the time, right? Yendi Girl says, say I buy stocks at varying prices, then I sell. How do I know which of my stock is being sold? Okay, I get that question. I like that question. In the US, you'd have the chance to sell from different like allocations. In Jamaica, you know, we don't do that. So only if you have it in like different brokerage accounts, you'd be able to really differentiate that, Yendi Girl, unfortunately. So I hope that helps you. Have you also looked into the potential oil inquiry and what would it benefit? A lot of people asking about Fesco. Guys, Fesco is a solid company. They're on my watch list for sure. Also wanted to look at LASM, great numbers, but the debt doesn't make sense. Okay, I'll have a look, but not on this stream, right? So hopefully your question got answered. Person who was asking where do I think TJH is heading? The chat will tell you. All right, the chat will tell you. How do I find the poll? Can someone share the link to the poll in the chat for me, please? Thank you. I've been buying as low as $1,500 to buy TJH consistently. I'm pleased to see the growth. Not seeing the poll, it's just you. Jermaine, what's the highest price you'd buy a stock? For example, would you buy a stock at $50? Okay, Nicole, I like that question. Let me give you some context. I was buying Microsoft stock as high as, I think, like 100 US. 100 US is $16,000. So I hope that answers your question. $50 is not a lot. My average price for NCB before I sold it was $180. I sold when it was going down at 150. So I lost off NCB back in 2021. The price is not an issue, as I've said before. If you're focused on the price, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focused on the wrong thing. If I join level 2, do you have one-on-one calls to go through our current portfolio? Also, what do you think about woodcats? If you join level 2, you have the option to purchase a one-on-one. Only those in level 2 have the chance to meet with me one-on-one. So if you join level 2, then Destiny for Greatness, you can meet with me one-on-one and we can have a conversation about your strategy. I can teach you how to manage your portfolio on your own. So the answer to that is yes. So you can sign up for the level 2 bootcamp, or you can sign up for the monthly option, right? Hope that helps. How do you feel about the new direction by L.E.A.R.N? Is it likely to impact the share price positively? Haven't looked at their last report, so I'm not fully clear as to what the new direction is. So I mean, I'll check it out soon, but I can't really share anything about them now. Jermaine bought NCB at 200. No, I didn't. I said my average price was 180, right? And I was buying from, it was about 120 upwards, right? Because I was buying upwards. So my average price by the time I sold was 180. Well, I guess that means I probably bought some at 200, maybe. I don't know. But price is not usually an issue for me. The price is the price. What are your thoughts on Barita? Junior says 22 cents from TJH. Next declaration. $0.22. That'd be 38 cents for the year. That's reasonable. That's reasonable, Junior. I concur. That'd be reasonable. I've been lacking on my investment training. Gonna finish level 1 tonight and move to level 2. See you soon. How long do you hold a stock for? For as long as I want. It depends on the purpose of the stock in my portfolio. I held Microsoft from 2017 until last year. So I held that for 8 years. I got shares as an employee and I bought shares from salary each quarter for like 5 years in a row. And then the pandemic came, the stock went through the roof, and I only sold last year because of the offer for sale. So, it still makes sense to join level 2 monthly or the boot camp. Put it this way, I would join the boot camp because you have the opportunity to learn everything that you need to learn in one go and live. So the boot camp to me makes the most sense, right? If you're looking to join now, because those who would have joined monthly would have been there from January, right? So you have the opportunity to learn what you need to learn in one day, and who knows, I may have some surprises for you if you sign up for the boot camp. Hint, hint, right? Do you think NCB will return to $200? I'll never say a stock won't do something. I'll just give it in a particular window. Do I think it would be $200 in a year? No. Do I think it would be $200 in 3 years? I don't know, maybe. So I wouldn't say never. I think there are some stocks that have taught us to not say never, but yeah. Nicole, the price doesn't matter because again, look at the example that I gave. I'm purchasing a stock that at one point the shares for Microsoft were worth like 50,000 Jamaican dollars per share, and I would have bought. Meaning when I did my dividend reinvestment, when I did DRIP, it was purchasing shares based on a price of like $200 and something, right? So the price is not the issue. People buy houses for millions of dollars with the expectation to make a profit on it. The price is not the issue, right? Thanks for another live with more insights. You know how it goes. Jermaine's 4-man squad. You're not really warm. You're 2 out of 4. You're 2 out of 4. So that's 50%. That's a fail. Sorry. It's a fail. Is the content for level 2 for the monthly different from the level 2 crash course? If you asked me this last week, I'd say no, but I'm planning a surprise for the crash course. Planning a surprise. All right. So if you like surprises, then you like it. Someone waiting at the wicket, it's okay. If someone wants 22 cents, it's possible with the volume one can make $9 million. Okay. Why are there so many questions in the chat tonight, guys? I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Where can I find the video where you're talking about what's the next CJH? Just search. I think I did it last year. What about Qantas? What about them? Rasta boy. What about them? What are you asking me? What about them? All right. So only 70 people responded to the poll. So I'm gonna share the results now because you guys not working with me. Only 70 people, and there are 200 people here. And I'm not even gonna count the likes because you guys don't like my videos. You don't subscribe. 40% of our viewers are not subscribed, and I mean, you guys are not being kind to me at all. Only Sean shows appreciation. Only Sean. Sean is the only one who shows his appreciation, right? Yeah, guys, you won't ever know what's in my portfolio. I've learned my lesson. I don't do that anymore. That's also why I don't do stocks to watch anymore. You guys probably didn't appreciate what that series was, or stocks to watch series. Looking forward to those surprises. I think you will appreciate it. Bootcamp 1 day access versus monthly access to Jermaine. So imagine this, Romain. Think about you having access to me for 6 to 7 hours in 1 day. If you think I give you so much value on a live stream, how many questions you think you could ask me in a 7-hour period? Right? That's the way that I would think about it. And by the way, those who join the bootcamp will have 30-day access to the level 2 community. So those who have signed up already, you already have access to the community, right? Value is what matter. Exactly, Lanesra, right? All right, I'm just gonna take like the next 5 questions because I honestly can't keep up, right? So I appreciate you guys. Surprise, the crowd was running from TJH during the pandemic when the stock price was slashed around 115. Opportunity was there to pounce, but the crowd is at it again. I mean, so I never am surprised, nor do I complain, nor do I have an issue when persons invest the way that they do. And in programs like level 2, level 3, when I coach people, I'm teaching them how to take advantage of what the market does, right? And that's why, for example, I like to buy stocks when nobody's talking about them. When I was buying the stocks that are in my portfolio now, some of them, the other 3 that I have, I'm buying them at times nobody is talking about them. Nobody's interested in them. And I will sell them when everybody's talking about them and everybody's interested in them, because that's how I prefer to do it, right? If you're buying when everybody else is buying, your upside is gonna be limited. If you're buying way ahead of the crowd, then your upside is gonna be more. All right, crash course it is. Well, I'll see you there. NCB can be at 140, not by the end of this year. No comment. Hey, Stephen. All right. So many questions, Jermaine, and still only 18. I mean, that's how it is, Nicole. That's how it is. That's how it is. Going to buy your son his course for his 18th birthday. So if your son is going to be 18, send me his name and he can be added to our, no wait, sorry. The requirement is 20. I have a young adults coaching group. You have to be 20, between 20 and 30 to join that young adults coaching group. I meet with them once per month for free and I teach them how to invest. So when he gets to 20, he can join that coaching group. You are waiting on the live to end to do the survey? Okay, that's fine. That series was a gem. Hey, I miss doing the stocks to watch. I miss it. It's coming up again soon though. We're gonna have it in level 3. We're gonna have it in level 3. What do you think about Wisynco as a blue chip stock? They don't pay a good dividend. I like Wisynco as a company. I'm a big fan of the company. I have friends there. I like you know, how they've built the business, etc. Wisynco is a value stock for me. I don't invest in value stocks right now. So that's where I would put them, right? The bootcamp discount code is July 20. So July 20, the code ends tonight. So use July 20 and you get the discount. Gonna take back your likes. Okay, go ahead, take it back. Take it back. Do I buy gold? Nope. If you don't buy at all-time highs, do you wait for the stock to dip below the all-time high? What if the stock never dips? Joe or J-Do, the stock always dips. There is never a stock that goes up into infinity. Watch the chart, right? I'm not saying it can't go higher. I actually think it can, but there's always going to be a correction. Will it correct to a price that is higher than where it is now? Who knows? But I look for a set time to buy. I look for a set time to sell, and I stick to my principles. As a level 2 member, you're sitting on, if you're still sitting on the fence, you're wasting time. The gems, knowledge, and guidance you get in those sessions are invaluable. You will at least 10x your investment cost. Nicholas told me how much he made today. Nicholas, congrats. Nicholas got a significant return on his level 2 investment. So I'll just say that. Well, buy when others are selling, sell when others are buying. There you go. All right. I did the poll and like the video. Sister T, we're friends. We're friends. How does one scale when attention has become so great on a particular stock with price movement? Excellent question. That is a level 2 answer for you, Jason. There are ways to do that. There are ways to do that for sure. I'd like to check out your level 2 course. Well, go ahead. Let me see. I will try to do this. Did I share the link? I think I did. No. You are no. Why is everybody trying to guess the stocks in my portfolio? The level 2 bootcamp, guys, is let me actually get to it. Why is everybody trying to guess the stocks in my portfolio? All right. It doesn't matter what's in my portfolio, it matters what's in yours, right? My portfolio is not gonna affect you at all. Right? So for those who are interested in the level 2 accelerator, the link I just posted it in the chat. So those who were asking about the discount, here is the discounted price. And for those who are looking to meet with me one-on-one, you can add a one-on-one to your order. I don't do one-on-ones with persons outside of level 2 because it doesn't make sense. I do a one-on-one with you and you don't understand how our framework works. For those who are interested in the bonuses that come with Accelerator, these are they. So you get the investment challenge recordings that we did early in the year. You get the dividend challenge recordings. You get a group portfolio assessment. That's one of the things that we're giving away here. 30-day access to the level 2 community. All right. So those are the things, and then the outline is shared below. All right. All right. People are waiting on the big news to start. But I mean, Rosewell, people will be people, and that's okay. It's so people have to be how they are for the market to work the way that it works, and that's okay to me. How much is the boot camp? The regular price is $360. If you purchase today and use code July 20, you get a 20% off of it. And then you get all the bonuses that are there, right? So the bonuses I just shared on the screen, hopefully you caught them, all right? Add me to the coaching group. I'm not 30 yet. Demora? Okay, I just understood what you said. Okay. You're talking to young adults. I thought you'd talking our general coaching. Where do you see TJH correcting after hitting $11 tomorrow? I don't know. Mr. Germain, when you say I'm not necessarily buy and hold, that's good. I know you've been watching the market from 2018 till now. I know the difference. Of course. So I said this to someone that buy and hold, diversification, and other concepts that new investors are taught is very misleading. Now, I'll touch on those two. As it relates to buy and hold will come from investors like Warren Buffett and other investors who will tell you, find good quality companies, buy them, hold them for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I do not believe that's a good idea. I think that persons who've been holding stocks for the last 10 years, especially on our market, we've had a bear market for 6 years. So most of those stocks that they've bought and held, that's why people end up with 20 stocks, 25 stocks, 30 stocks. I don't believe in buying and holding. I believe in active portfolio management. And that's what I teach, right? I do what I teach, and I believe in what I teach. So I believe in active portfolio management. You manage your portfolio yourself. You rebalance once per year. You trim deadweight stocks from your portfolio, and that's how I think it should be done. In terms of diversification, until you actually have something to lose, you shouldn't be diversifying your portfolio. It does not make sense. It's not going to actually move the needle for you, because you're going to have 10 stocks, 15 stocks, 20 stocks in an aim to diversify and not make any money, right? TJH, KW, Indus, Vesco, still not correct. Still not correct. Not even close. Exactly. So my current goal, and I think I've shared this publicly already, so I'll do it again. So the milestone that Renee and I are looking to hit is our retirement milestone. We will retire when we get to $1 million US in terms of our portfolio value. We're on our way there. That's what we're looking towards. That's my goal. So that's what I look for. Yes, thank you. I didn't remember that the poll is in the description. Thank you. Is the 288 level 2 price monthly? No, the price monthly is $50 per month. The 288 is for the boot camp. That's a level 2 answer. Exactly. You will know what to look for when you understand resistance about the cost of a stock correcting. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. Good job. Good job. A lot of strategies work in the US market that don't work in Jamaica. Exactly. Right? When will I get access to level 2 bootcamp course? After purchase, you get access to it same day, right? So we host a session live. You get access to the recording within the hour, and then you have access for 30 days, and you also have access to the level 2 community as well. Level 3 is invite only, so you have to complete level 2 first, and then you apply to be a part of level 3. Level 3 is only for persons who are able to complete level 2, whether the boot camp or the monthly program. But buy and hold doesn't mean buy and ignore. We should analyze fundamentals and variables. Concentration cuts both ways in bull and bear markets. Sounds like you're agreeing with me. Dolphin Cove TJH Tropical Battery. I'm guessing that's so far from being correct. One thing I've learned from German is that concentration builds wealth, diversification preserves it. Yeah, that's what I've lived. So we are the wealthiest we've ever been. Our debt is, we have the house that we're living in, we owe $10 million on it. And that's it. Like, our debts are very low. Okay. One sec, guys. All right. So, well, I never said the goal was static. I said that's the first milestone. Never said the goal was static. Please include my daughter in the young adults group. I actually remember, Diane, that I closed it off because I didn't want to have to repeat the information. But we're going to have a new cohort next year. We usually post it out for level 2 members. So the place where we get student or get members from is level 2. So next year, just look out for us to do another call for it at the start of the year. Then your daughter can join then. All right. Am I missing anything? Okay, I think that's it. Let me check IG. This is a very long video. All right. Christian asks, is a goal for us each or together as a couple? Well, we manage our finances as a couple, and so it's a mutual goal. It's a mutual goal, but we have other goals. That's our retirement goal, and our hope is to retire in a few years. Jeremy in the live is very active. Do you think this is a sign the bull is coming back soon? No, I just think it's a holiday weekend. I just think that's it. It happened. Jeremy, did you ask any questions regarding the usage of TJH land? No. I just got what you're saying. Buy and hold for the long term. Some advisors will tell you that in this time and age, it depends on industry. It doesn't even depend on industry for me. I'm not buying and holding any stock. Not in 2026. I think that the future is too dynamic. I think buy and hold is very dangerous. All right, guys. I think I can say that I can end the stream now. I think that's it. Always thought that TJH could try to monetize the land by allowing advertisers to put up billboards. No, I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to diversify their income streams. No, thank you. I don't want them to go into real estate. No, thank you. Level 2 bootcamp 0 of 0. What's that? Is that, are you getting an error message? Is that what she's saying? Let me know, please, while I'm here so I can answer. So, all right. So I would say that for level 2, just remember the bootcamp discount of 20% ends tonight. So you have another 2 hours to get it for those who want to join. Again, what am I right about now, Roswell? Like I've been right about a few things. Which one? Killer beans, like 0 of 0, and not, is it? Yeah. Yeah, so you can definitely watch a replay. Some persons, what they'll tell me they'll do is watch my videos, because some persons learn to watch my hints, All right. If you watch my streams long enough, some persons will say, Jermaine, when you answer the question that way, I know you mean this. When you answer it that way, I know you mean that. It's a thing. I don't know. But yeah. All right. I'm waiting for you, Killer Beans, to see if I can help you with that. And the poll, let me share the poll results as well. So when I asked how many stocks you're holding, one of the largest seemed to be between 4 and 10. I see numbers like 3, 6. Somebody has 14. Somebody has 30. Somebody has 25. Somebody has 40. Okay. I get you. 0 lessons complete. Okay, no man. So the level 2 boot camp is gonna be a live course. So if you're seeing that 0 completed, what you're seeing is probably the bonus. So there's a bonus that we gave you for signing up. So you're gonna see that in your library. That's fine, that's normal. Those are the bonuses that we mentioned. So you can watch those. But the boot camp itself is going to be happening next week, Saturday. So there's nothing to watch outside of that. All right. So for those who are holding 40 stocks, my question is why? For those who are holding 30, 25, why? If you're holding more than 10, my question is why? And how is that working out for you? Right? How is that diversification working out for you is what I would ask you. All right. Buy and hold, it's more about portfolio management. Exactly. Right. Interesting take. Could you explain on why you disagree with that, with the diversification of income stream? For TJH, I strongly disagree with it. I think that company should do what they do best and only do that. I don't think you need to change it up. I don't think you need to. There are 2 main levels that they have to pull. They have some more highways that they can acquire. Do that. They have the level of price that they can move every year. I think they can do that, or at least every 2 years. I don't remember. Just imagine what they will look like 5 years from now when they're doing like 100 million US per year in profits. What would that dividend look like if they're paying out 50 million, 60 million US in dividends per year, right? They don't need to do anything else. They don't need to go into real estate. They don't need to go into tech. They don't need to go into advertising. Sure, they can have it if it's an easy thing to integrate, fine, but no, I would be strongly against that. It's not my call. The company does what they do, and I make my decisions based on which companies align with my goals. I don't think that would make sense. Exactly. Just the highway, nothing else. I don't think they need to do anything else. What you don't understand, guys, if nothing else changes for them and they continue to pay down their debt, they continue to incrementally increase their price, with all of these new cars on the road, with all of the traveling, with all of the convenience of the highway, etc., natural population growth, they will continue to grow the business, continue to pay more dividends. The stock will continue to grow. They don't need to diversify income streams, not right now. All right. Did you ask? It was asked, and he mentioned it at the last investor briefing, said they were in talks, and that's that. I don't think they're anywhere close, I would say, but you never know. All right, guys, thank you so much. Is there anybody here who has a question about the level 2 boot camp? I'll answer that before I go. I saw the person who just signed up. I look forward to seeing you, sir. So let me. Jamaica needs more babies. So if y'all want to support TJH, go have children. Sean, come on, Sean. So what if a stock is doing so well, fundamentals for over 10 years, you wouldn't hold that stock? Let me warn you, that's two different things, right? I don't believe in buy and hold. Now, if a stock happens to do well and continue to do well and continue to grow, will I hold it for that time? It depends, right? But I'm not going in it thinking that I'm buying and holding, right? Hopefully that distinguishes it for you. I think so. I've invested in the past. Do I need to do level 1 first before level 2? I mean, level 1 takes you 90 minutes, and level 1 is a course that introduces you to our framework. If you already have a handle on your finances, you know how much you have to invest, you've set your investment goals, you know what your investment options are, you know the basics of research, then yes, you can go straight to level 2. All right. I will pay for the bootcamp, but we'll have to sign up for the one-on-one call different. That's correct. So those are two different things. But the thing is, you can actually have the one-on-one with me. Once you sign up for the bootcamp, you can have the one-on-one with me before. So if you want me to help you in terms of a portfolio consultation before the bootcamp, you can do that for sure. So if you purchase tonight, we can have the one-on-one as soon as this week, right? So I can start working with you right away. Right. Hey, Jam said, good session tonight. This is I haven't done such a long stream in a while. Yeah, it was good as well for sure. Level 2 answer, you can own it, but you can buy, sell, re-enter many times and make money doing it. Okay. What were 5 must-have stocks before TJH that no longer worth it? That's a question to answer. Will I answer that now? No. Time is a friend. Time is the friend of a wonderful business and the enemy of a lousy one. Warren Buffett. Okay, Lava. Okay, I was like, why does this sound like a Lava John quote? Right? It must be you. Let us know when you have a session like this coming up so I can notification. Turn on YouTube notifications, turn on channel notifications. What data do I need to put together? David, I have to end the stream now, but message me. If you want, we can have a call right now and I can break it down for you. Well, it's 9:42. But message me. We can talk via message. I can call you tomorrow. But if you want to take advantage of the discount, do it now because the discount ends in 2 hours. All right. Good night to you as well. The cost of the one-on-one is $100, but only available to those who are signed up for level 2. Am I a dividend investor or a swing trader? I'm not a swing trader. I'm not just a dividend investor. I am an investor. I invest for my family. I invest because the Bible tells me to invest. And I'm investing so that my son can have a starting point that I didn't have, and he doesn't have to start investing at the age of 33. He has his portfolio already for 4 years now, and our other son, our youngest son, is about to have his stock portfolio, and I'm going to start him out with 3 stocks. I'm going to do a video on which stocks I'm going to put in my son's portfolio a little bit later on. All right. So guys, take care. 89% answer the poll. I'll leave it up for a couple of days so you can do that as well. Dan, we'll talk. I'll message you. All right. All right. Take care, everyone. Thanks again for joining.
Does this sound like you? You bought into that IPO they told you was a good investment, and now you're down 20, 30, maybe even 40%. You try to buy the stocks they talk about in groups or on social media.
You've even taken a chance on the ones your advisor sends you via email.
But after 2 years, that IPO, that stock is still down.
There's a clear difference between investing and making a good investment decision. So if you're stuck, what you need to do is learn how to invest the right way.
In our L.E.A.R.N Level 2 program, we teach you how to build $1 million investment portfolio. To make money investing, You need to know which stocks are right for your investment strategy, know when is the right time to buy and sell, and know how to build the right portfolio for your investment style. This program will help you invest meaningfully while making money. When you sign up, you'll get monthly guidance on how to invest and make money while doing it. You'll have a community of investors on the same journey as you to support you, and you'll have resources to help you stay on track. Join our 2026 cohort so you can get back on track with your financial goals.